The mysterious, the macabre, the out of this world. The following are real people. They have real stories, and they've had real encounters. Here tonight on Newsworthy, 2 words and 2 question marks.
He's alive! Have you checked the children? Get out!
Hello, and welcome to Encounters. I'm really excited tonight because we are starting a series from all of the interviews that we got at the very first Red River Gorge Bigfoot Festival in Stanton, Kentucky. These stories are direct from the horse's mouth, and they really are the reason we created Encounters. We want to talk to you as well. Have you seen a ghost? Ran into Bigfoot at your campsite? Maybe saw an alien that you couldn't explain? We'd love to talk to you. Please reach out to us via email to newsworthywithsteveandjerry@gmail.com. We'd love to talk to you and get your story out there for the world to hear. And now, on to Encounters tonight, where Brett talks to Tracy, who's had not one, but 2 really creepy stories that he wanted to share. Tonight, on Encounters.
All right. We are live here at the Bigfoot Festival in Stanton, Kentucky. We have Tracy here with us. Tracy's got a couple of good stories to tell us. Tracy, if you want to go ahead, tell us what happened.
Sure thing. Which one do you want to go with first? Let's start with Shawnee Forest.
Sounds good.
This was not an encounter per se, but something I saw in Shawnee Forest that I've been pondering for years. I've been to similar shows, festivals like this, and asked a few people about it. I got some interesting ideas, but really nothing concrete. But anyway, my story is, the son and I, this was approximately 2006-ish. One of my sons, he was probably about 11 or 12 at the time. But we're hiking a trail in Shawnee State Forest near Portsmouth, Ohio. And we're hitting a familiar trail that this is a trail we've been on many times because we like to go camping. We call it Frog Forest. I'm not sure what they actually call it. That's just what we call it. Because in the spring, the frogs will spawn out of the lake.
I got you.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. You gotta concentrate to keep from stepping on a frog. But anyway, that's why we were there. We were just hanging out and enjoying the evening. It wasn't dark yet, and we were right in the middle of a trail. And this was at a Y. This is where the creek kind of turns into a Y. I'm not sure if that's significant, but I'll point that out. But we're walking down a trail, and smack dab in the middle, not a commonly used trail, but often enough. People know it's there, and they use it fairly often. But there was a mound of mud, just for memory's sake, seemed like it was about 4 inches high at its peak. But it was like a dome, a mound of mud that was clearly put there on purpose in the center of the trail. Now, in the center of this fresh mud, I think it had rained earlier that day or the day before, but there was mud here and there. In the center of this mound, there was a very large handprint. And of course, I've still got a picture we took of it to this day. I held my own hand over top of it to show the size.
Right.
It was just under probably about 2 sizes of my own hand.
Wow.
So it was a big hand. Now, anyone could have just put this here for a game.
Right.
However, the reason I'm intrigued by this experience, my son and I, even to this day, is because we got down, we looked at it closely. It was very delicately put there. Clearly someone wanted us to see this. But the veins, I'll say veinage, I'm not sure if that's a word, but the veins and the detail in this handprint.
Right. So you can see the wrinkles
extreme.
and stuff. Right.
It was extreme.
Yeah.
And that's the reason that it's still a big mystery for me today. If it wasn't for the detail,
right,
in what the handprint, I would have just some goofball.
Right. Yeah.
So maybe that's what happened. But I think it's worth mentioning. Perhaps had some experiences and maybe has seen something similar.
Right. And that's why we're all here, right? We all believe in Bigfoot. We all believe there's something out there.
There's something, yeah. Everyone's not a liar.
Right, exactly. So you said you have another story for us too?
I do. This one takes a little bit of a turn. from the Bigfoot, or does it? According to some people, you know, you've heard all the conspiracies by now, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Being a podcast guy. So let's see. I was probably 15-ish, South Webster, Ohio, on the curve of State Route 140. So this was like a little country highway that connects South Webster to Oak Hill. So we lived next to this road and creek called Brady Creek. And we were in this house, 2-story house, and this was a summer night, I think. But I remember my bedroom window, we opened it very easily, and we were just kind of opening the windows, looking out and getting some air.
Right.
Because back then, we didn't have air conditioning. This was the old days. You know, I'm 53. Everybody didn't have air conditioning in the 80s. Well, we were looking out the window, my sister and I, and we noticed hovering, and it was there was like this, I don't want to say static, but it was very windy. Like there was a lot of airflow. I remember that. It was very warm. I would almost say hot.
Yeah.
But again, it was summer, so maybe that was something to do with it. It's been a long time. But it was very hot, lots of wind, no sound. There were trees below us in our yard.
Right.
We were looking down on. Those trees were flipping pretty good in the wind.
And you couldn't hear anything.
You could hear nothing.
Wow.
Above us, the classic triangular shaped something.
Yeah.
Different color light. I can't remember the colors, but there was a different color light in each corner. They alternated. These colors and locations of lights on the corners alternated. There was one constant light in the center that was like a skinny donut. I'll explain it as a skinny donut light in the center of this triangle. It was close enough. I won't say we saw rivets, but I do remember it was close enough that you could see like the grain.
Oh my goodness.
Grainage,
Wow.
and if you want to say metal.
Yeah.
But that was our experience. Now, as far as the I'll say craft for the sake of this conversation.
Right.
It was black. Like the lights didn't really reveal any color. So as far as I could tell, it was just black. But really, the thing that made it stand out and noticeable at all were the lights. And you could see a definitive triangle. Now, no sound whatsoever. So it's slowly, very slowly creeping, like maybe a turtle run.
Right.
Speed.
Wow.
Over our house. There were 3 in a row. There were 3 in a perfect line that went over our house. We were just we've got from probably our chest on.
Yeah.
We're exposed, hanging out this window, looking straight up at these things, amazed. Why didn't we run? I have no idea. Looking back, I'm like, I should have ran.
Yeah.
I wasn't like Johnny Rambo teenager. Why didn't I don't know. But we stared and watched these things. When the last one went over the peak of our house, so we couldn't see it anymore, we ran to the other side of the house,
Right.
my brother's bedroom. His bedroom was on the opposite side of the house. He also had a window. So we're changing our locations to see, okay, they went over the house, we can't see him. Let's run to his room, look out the window, and we'll see him. But no. We went
Wow,
to the
they were
opposite side
gone.
of the house, opened the window, and it's not a big house. It didn't take us long to do this. Just
Right.
seconds. Opened the window, nothing.
That's
Nothing.
incredible.
Wind, no sight. There was no sound anyway. But yeah, we never
That's
saw
so
him again.
similar to a lot of the other stories that we've heard from Ohio specifically.
Oh, yeah?
Like just triangular shaped lights. They went to Logan, Ohio last year, and we have countless stories of people from Ohio seeing the exact same thing, a triangle shaped light. And of course, I'm sure you've heard of the Phoenix lights.
Yes.
That's like one of the most famous. Wow, that's incredible. That's super cool. And what year was that? Was that in?
This was in the 80s.
Okay.
I was a teenager, but I'm not sure if I was driving. So for memory's sake, I'm going to say I was probably 15-ish.
Because my immediate thought was like, why didn't they get their cameras out? But obviously in the 80s. Obviously
no
in the
cell
80s.
phones back then. And if we did have a camera, then you got to load it, then you got to
Right.
crank it,
Oh,
then you
yeah.
got to send it to the pharmacist, then you got to pick it up about a week later and hope that the pictures look good.
It's a little bit more complicated now. We're
Yes,
just pulling out your
it's
phone.
much
But anyways, Tracy, thank you so much for being here with us.
It's great to
And
share the story because you can't share these stories just anywhere.
exactly. Well, I hope you guys have a good convention. And again, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Jerry, if you can't see the light,
Be the light.